Hey everybody, welcome back to OneRoomOver Gaming. Today I'm playing this game in front of me here called A Light in the Dark. I have no idea what it's about, but it's a visual novel, and let's go. You get a new game it up. This world is not fair. No, but no one ever said it was going to be. So, there was a saying. The world is one big intricate machine. With the people as its cogs and the law as its screws, the countless pieces connect with each other in order to operate. Alright. Through continuous refining, on top of repeated collapse and reconstruction, modern society is eventually formed. Alright. The more complicated a machine appears to be, the more delicate it really is. One loose screw would stop the whole thing. One failed detail would lead to collapse. Ah, so someone's a loose screw. I see how it is. Therefore, we must be ever vigilant and watchful, and remove every single problematic piece. Oh, you think so? Okay. Mommy needs to head out and take care of something, so have dinner without me. You can eat whatever you like. You can have cake, you can have cocaine, you can eat a plastic bag. I don't care. If Daddy calls, just tell him I'm in a class, okay? No. The laughter of an unknown man, hurried footsteps, and the sound of an engine starting. Are you having an affair? That's not cool. It was at that moment I heard the sound of dissonance from the machine. Oh, Mom's the loose screw. That can be taken two ways. Oh, you gotta make yourself laugh. It was very cold. I felt a freezing chill as I regained consciousness. Well, that's why you don't actually eat the plastic bag. It wasn't so much that I felt cold when I awoke, but that an icy draft caused me to wake up. Alright. As I opened my eyes, they were met by darkness. All I could make out was that I was in some sort of small room. So what happened between Mom leaving and me now? This place was unknown to me. No shit. It wasn't my room, nor was it a hotel room. Oh, it could be a hotel room, but not in nicer parts of the world. My head hurt as if I had a hangover. I tried to stand up in order to find some sort of light switch, but all I felt from my legs was numbness. Then I realized I didn't have legs. Wait, no. Where am? The smell of cigarettes and mold in the air was nauseating. As I fought to regain my bearings, I realized that something was not quite right. Only now did you realize that. What happened to me? What happened? A sense of unease overcame me. I tried to calm down and organize my thoughts. I recalled that I was on my way home from cram school. That's where you try and cram in all the knowledge that you learned in 20 minutes so you can pass the test and forget it forever. Whoa, she's headless. Finally up, rich boy. Oh yeah? Who are... An unfamiliar voice rang in my ears, right when I opened my mouth to ask. What? Out of nowhere... A foot swiftly sunk itself into my stomach, launching me towards the wall. That was a cheap-ass shot. I felt my stomach turn and almost vomited. However, all that came out was a dry fit of coughing. I couldn't stop spasming on the ground. All that was in my mind was the intense pain, yet I was also too scared to make any sound. Who is she? Where am I? What's going on? What happened? My body hurts. I have to escape. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Countless questions went through my mind, but before I could speak, I heard that cold voice again. I have a name, you know. Who gave you permission to talk? Who gave you permission to kick me? I want to know that. There was no change in her expression as she watched me struggle. There was nothing but a look of pure animosity in her eyes. How can you tell? You can't even see her eyes. Better keep your mouth shut. I do not have the patience nor intention to play nice with you. Got that? I'll beat your ass. If you kidnapped me. I struggled to stand up, then came to the shocking realization that my limbs weren't numb. They were tightly tied up with rope. Oh, it's a good day. Great. I struggled against it, but the rope was far tighter than I imagined. Hey now! Rich boy, do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? Or do you only respond after a good beating? The situation of my financial situation is none of your business. I don't think I asked for it. I was probably born into it. And I don't appreciate you hitting me. Okay? I didn't ask to be here. I don't care. You're being rude, bitch. I hope that I thought that and not her calling me that, but another kick made me almost scream and curse at her. Yeah, really, really fucking tough when I'm tied up. However, knowing now was not the time to confront her, I grit my teeth and forced myself to stay calm. Anything I said at that moment could be fatal. I had to grasp the situation first. Yes. Get your smiling ass face away from me. Suddenly she got closer. Not realizing her intention, my body instinctively tried to move away from her touch. Heh. Scared? Noticing my slight reaction, she gave a snort of contempt. You wouldn't be so happy if you were tied up and I was kicking you. You're rude. The last shred of defiance disappeared as soon as the blade touched my body. There was no chance of victory no matter how I resisted. I'm not having a good time. This is not a fun time for me. This is not fun. I waited for her next move. All you could hear in the quiet room was our shallow breathing. Okay. The tip of the blade moved across my skin, making a small cut. I'm having a great day. My tensed-up nerves were extra sensitive, detecting the exact temperature of the air, the crudeness of the rope, and the sharpness of the blade. There was a certain feeling of warmth from the blood that flowed out from the wound and down my arm. Nevertheless, my mind was extremely clear. Now would be the time to have a clear mind. Kidnapping, human trafficking, organ trade. My guts are going to end up on the black market. A few possibilities came to mind, but there was no way to determine which. Since we have to hang out a little before I get the ransom, let me make a few... Oh, so I'm just a money puppet. Okay, that's fine. Let's get this clear then. Don't try to run or talk without permission. I don't mind breaking a few bones. Humans can handle a few just fine after all. Okay, have to assume she is not one. Either that or she just likes to talk about humans as like a third-person party creature thing. You hear me? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I nodded quietly. I couldn't digest all the information at once, but one keyword stood out. Let me guess. Human. Ransom. Okay, that's... Alright, that's fine. Yeah, ransom. So... The blade left my skin, and I swore I heard a little sigh escape from her. There was a sound of light footsteps moving towards the wall. Before I could even feel confused, a glaring light broke through the darkness of the room. Is it going to be light? Yay! And it got bright. Not able to adjust to the sudden brightness, it took me quite a while to finally open my eyes. What came into view was totally foreign to me. A naked room. The room was roughly 300 square feet in size. The wall that was meant for a painting was now modeled. Its original color no longer visible, so it's probably just gray. Time had had its way with the room, causing everything to become decayed. Be it the wooden chair, desk, or bed, the resulting smell of mold in the air was reminiscent of ruins you'd find in a movie. The owner of this place stood near the window with a taunting smirk on her lips. Alright. Never lived in a place like this, did you, rich boy? You know what? I don't know. The words were clearly provocative, bearing the burning pain. I tried to observe her through the lamplight. She was a young-looking woman. She wore a dark overcoat and a scarf, her shoulder-length hair casually scattered behind her back, with bangs almost covering her eyes. Because when you're tied up and you can't move and talk, you really don't have anything to do but notice your surroundings. Surprisingly, she wore no face mask or helmet, nor made any attempt to avoid my staring. She didn't seem to mind her face being seen. So she's probably going to kill me. She didn't have the stereotypical look of a criminal. Despite a hint of unease on her meager face, there wasn't an ounce of guilt within those dark brown pupils of hers that stared straight at me. And what does a criminal look like exactly? You know what? I don't. Tell me. I hate people like you. Well, I'm not exactly fond of you either, madam. She was talking to herself, ignoring how pale my face was and making no attempt to elaborate. Okay. There's a phone. I see a phone. This was not a conversation, but a simple declaration. Who was she? Where was I? What did she want? Why did she do such a thing? Money. Countless questions circled around in my brain, but not a single sound came out of my mouth when I opened it, which is probably good, or else I get hit again, and my stamina is not doing great. What did eventually come out was something totally unrelated. Why me? The unfamiliar, dry voice sounded like some rough sandpaper. Why? The girl mumbled my question next to the window. The light reflected off the girl's face. Orange spots of light scattered across her messy hair, dancing like fire. She hung her head in contemplation. It took her a while to raise her head again with a grin. Okay. No particular reason, just you're rich. Your parents will probably pay for you. Little do you know, my parents don't care about me at all. Mom doesn't even know I'm gone. As though it was only natural. The empty voice held no emotions, but instead a malevolent sense of pleasure. The world is just unfair. Isn't that your favorite line? I don't know. I don't know me that well. Seeing the shock in my eyes, she chuckled. Have you been stalking me online? 'Cause that's not cool. With that mocking statement, the curtain was raised for this kidnapping incident. Alright, I've been kidnapped. I got an achievement for being kidnapped. Woo. Okay, day 1, kidnapping. Let's save real quick. We'll save right here. Okay. Back. Next. Alright, day 1 of my kidnapping. I stood in a world of darkness. There was no sky or ground, only endless darkness. A dream. I realized amidst all the fuzziness that I was in a dream, yet I couldn't control my thoughts. The intermittent noise was annoying, like a radio with poor signal. Suddenly the ground began to slowly sink as if it were quicksand. I tried to move my legs, but realized I couldn't move. My heels, my knees, and then my arms. The darkness gradually devoured my body. I heard that vivid disdain before my vision was overtaken. I hate people like you. Alright. Okay, that was behind my head, so couldn't read that. That's a note to make. I'll move myself down into the corner next time. What time was it now? I couldn't tell the time. What am I supposed to do? Maiden. I don't know. I need to escape. Untying the rope was my only option. The only exits were the door and the window. Was there really nowhere else? I'm guessing these are thoughts I'm thinking to myself. I should try and converse with her. A better relationship could be beneficial. Well, I don't feel like untying the rope is the smartest thing I could do right now. Door and the window. And I don't know what floor I'm on, so that would not... And I'm tied up, so it doesn't really matter. So let's... Either what time is it, or... converse. I feel like this might be... Or are these just things that I'm supposed to notice? I couldn't tell the time, untying the rope. Like, oh, shit. Okay, that's my thoughts. And then Maiden. Girl with long hair and sharp eyes, didn't seem to be older than 30. Her pale skin didn't appear to be healthy. She wore a clearly outdated overcoat and a scarf. That's secretly because she's 2 raccoons under that overcoat. Still didn't know who she was. If only I could get her name at least. Why did she pick me as a target? Okay. Alright. So these is my thoughts. Alright. And my stamina's a little over half. Great. Still half asleep, I opened my eyes. The room before me was still the same unfamiliar one. So I'm guessing the things in red are things I'm supposed to take into account when making choices. Okay, so it wasn't a dream. A long sigh couldn't relieve the depression in my chest, and my heart sunk to the pit of my chest. I was kidnapped. Hey, look, there's a nice poster in the room, though. It means there's a clock. There's a clock and a calendar, so I should be able to tell the time and date. Well, I mean, that calendar could have been there for years, though. This is really cinematic. What was their objective? What should I do? Well, the objective is ransom, and probably don't do anything stupid. My mind was all blank. There was more confusion than fear. It's been said that in the presence of a threat, you either become petrified, try to flee, or try to fight. Reflexively stopping your actions to avoid catching predators' attention was probably the best way to describe how I felt. That's a fancy way of saying don't move so you don't get hit. I tried to pull the rope, but nothing happened. The headache was hard to bear. The pain medication I usually kept on me was in my bag, which was out of reach in my current state. Damn it! My mind did get clearer after sleeping. Everything that happened yesterday still felt like a dream, but the reality of it was right before my eyes. Yep. Kidnapped. We got that. 5:45 or 6:45. Probably 5:45. Morning light brightened upon the room. I could see the peeling paint on the wall and the old pieces of furniture. There was nothing but decay, as though it was untouched for a long time. Was it an abandoned, empty house, or did they actually live here? Probably abandoned. Not smart to take a kidnapped victim to your actual home. The kidnapper was nowhere to be found. I couldn't hear anything, and thus couldn't tell how many people were around. Perhaps shouting for help might catch someone's attention, but the kidnapper might also be right outside of the door. Oh, shit, it's a timer. Contemplate the situation. Let's contemplate the situation. Yeah, I'm not going to yell for help. And I always make bad choices when I play games where I'm supposed to make choices, so me yelling might not be heard, and it could be trouble if it gets the kidnapper's attention instead. I could still feel the pain from where I got kicked the day before. I tried to make myself a little more comfortable and relaxed my back by leaning on the wall. First, my physical condition. My hands were tied up to the point that I had no space to move around, let alone release the rope. My body overall was fine, but I couldn't really rest in this position. I had to save my energy to escape. So where to start? Alright, I'm ready. How did I get kidnapped? What time is it? Where am I? How? Whoa, I almost ran out of time on that. My memory before arriving here. That's important, just to go back and play it through your head. I was on my way home from the cram school. Someone suddenly called my name when I passed by a road under construction. My mouth was covered before I could turn around. The last thing I remembered was the smell of some chemical. Some sort of anesthetic. Ether, maybe? Ether? This felt like some plot straight from a movie that I never imagined would happen to me. Not that many people passed by that place, nor was there a surveillance camera. No one probably even noticed I was kidnapped yet. I was uncertain if there was an accomplice. I was not particularly bulky, but I doubt she could drag me away all by herself. In fact, who called me back then anyway? Despite my best effort, I couldn't even remember that person's gender. Oh, I got an updated note. Before I could think further, I heard footsteps outside. I couldn't help but tense up. Who was that? Ah, it's just her. Before I made up my mind on how to respond, I saw the girl pushing open the door. See, she was right outside. Or maybe not, but she probably would have heard me. Oh, goody. Always a girl with a knife threatening me. Holding the knife and wearing the same overcoat and scarf, she stared at me. She's a villain from a steampunk novel. I tried to look back calmly, but I could still clearly feel my rapid heartbeat. Finally up, rich boy. I have a name, you know. I looked at her silently, trying to guess her intention from her words and actions. I was in an unfamiliar situation, and there were too many questions still unanswered. The location, the time, their objectives, any sort of information would help. You're free once your daddy pays up, so stay quiet. Great, good to know. Otherwise, I can't guarantee what'll happen to you. After she told that to me, she sat next to the window and lit a cigarette. Oh, okay, that's fine. You can smoke. It was easier to see her face in the sunlight. Her neglected long hair was messy, and her long bangs almost blocked her vision. Her pale skin wasn't makeup, more like something she was born with, or the result of poor health and, obviously, little sunlight. Or maybe drug abuse? Could it be? Smoking that cigarette? Hey! The girl's voice broke my train of thought. She stared coldly at me, with the cigarette still in her hand. I will make a few things clear. I wish you would. When I contact your dad, don't talk, don't move, don't have any funny ideas. This is not a game. I don't have the patience, and I don't mind shutting you up by breaking one or two bones. Digesting her every word, I pondered what to say. Alright, well, just got it. Let's just go with got it. Got it, I'll play by your rules. Still assessing the best way to deal with her, I should avoid triggering her for my own safety. You better. I am free once you get the money, right? God, I hope so. What do you think? No, honestly, I think you're going to kill me. But, you know, these things always take a weird turn. Her nonchalant answer proved my guess, not that her assent mean anything. Okay. If a kidnapper's problem actually meant anything, then even world peace wouldn't be a pipe dream. Hao Chen Jiang, age 18, only son of CEO Hua Zhang, address in Chongcheng Road, Lane 2. Living by himself, Buying breakfast at 10 a.m. every day. Jogging at the park at 8 p.m. Yeah, I like to stay fit. Cram school every Tuesday and Thursday, which ends at 9:30 p.m., always takes the shortcut at the walkway under construction. This is why you shouldn't do things habitually, so that people like her can't kidnap you because they won't know where you're going to be. Sometimes don't take the shortcut. Take the long way. She lazily read my information and from time to time paused to look at me as though anticipating something. I got nothing. Quite comprehensive. Ooh. Humph. She grunted after noticing my lack of reaction. Yeah, you just read my life. I live it. It's not a surprise to me. Leaking personal information wasn't new, but it was still uncomfortable to hear someone knowing about your daily routine like they know their own garage. If she knew that much about me, did that mean that an acquaintance of mine was behind all this? Or you could have just been followed. My best attempts to remember still failed. Hard to believe she had any reason to pick me. No one but my parents and the building security knew my schedule, and none of them could be the leaker. Why? Are they all mute? First things first. You don't have to keep my feet tied up, you know. I have no intention of running. Even if you don't believe me, my hands are still tied. Also, you have a knife. I couldn't run away like this, even if I wanted to. It's really uncomfortable being tied up like this, and it's just poison? I don't think she cares about my comfort. I told you before, she interrupted me. She squatted before me and looked me right in the eye. Right in the one eye, my right eye, my good eye. I hate people like you. I don't care. I don't like you. Having too much money to spend, never tasting any pain, and everything just goes your way. Ah, okay. See, you know what? Your problem is that you think people with money have no problems. People with money think that poor people don't have problems. Poor people think that people with money don't have problems. If everyone just walked in each other's shoes for 2 seconds, everyone would realize that everyone has problems. I know I don't know what your problems are, but they're not my problems. What do you want from me? You know nothing, yet still act almighty like some big shot. Okay, whatever. Uncomfortable? You think I care? Let's make you more uncomfortable, I say. Fine, whatever. What a messed up personality. I felt her animosity, but didn't want to explain it to her. Too many people found society to be unfair, always blaming their failures on someone else, thinking they were victims of the system. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's true. If it was that easy to convince her, she wouldn't have kidnapped someone in the first place. Got nothing left to say now? Well, no, because you've already got your mind made up. Noticing my silence, she tried to provoke me. I ain't playing your game. I wasn't dumb enough to argue with someone with my hands tied, especially if said person was holding a knife. Loser. Ooh. Oh, that got me. Ow. My feelings. Seeing as how I didn't respond, she sneered and lost interest in me returning to the window. Alright. Is that it? No. So what now? Remaining actions. Okay. Well, what now is that I am going to be done for right now, because I feel like this is going to be a long one, I can tell. Visual novels last a while. So, I've been kidnapped, and she tends to think that I have an easy, wonderful life, and because I have money. Money makes life easier for sure, but it still can't fix every problem in the world. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll bond later. Maybe she'll kill me. Who knows? Like I said, these games always take some weird twists and turns. So, thank you guys for coming back to OneRoomOver Gaming. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of A Light in the Dark, and I will probably be playing this to completion, and I'll probably play it poorly. So, and I'm sure there's multiple endings. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But thank you guys for coming back, and I will see you next time. And until then, you know where I'll be. I'll be right here, OneRoomOver, playing games for you. And till then, till next time, I hope you guys take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you very soon. All right. Bye.